Hello there, friends. It's Jimmy Maverick, and we are going to do a mock draft right now on Yahoo. This is going to be a 12-team league. We are picking 9th, and we are going to use my app, which is my perfect fantasy draft, to help us pick players. All right, here's the app right here. So when you come into my app, you have to answer 3 questions to get the list set up properly. And it looks like there is a delay here. Let's see what's going on. There we go. So you have to answer 3 questions when you come into the app. The first question is, how does your league score points? Yahoo is half-point PPR, so we will select that. Do you want to engage Jimmy's recommended player filters? Yes, we are going to eliminate the highest risk players off of our list, so we don't even have to deal with them. And then we are going to enter draft mode. So in order to get into draft mode, you need to put in, first of all, what's the size of your league? We've got a 12-team league. What is our draft position? Draft position is 9. You click the enter draft mode and it will take you in there. Now it takes just a second for that to load up. Let's jump back to the mock and see, okay, that is currently loading as well, so we're in good shape here. Now let me just give you a quick once over of what we're looking at. First of all, you got the list of players down here. You got the position filters, so when we're going to be looking at, in each round, who are the quarterbacks in this round or the wide receivers, you can use this filter to sort for that. Okay, here comes in draft mode. Now, draft mode has popped up all these tabs. These tabs represent each round of the draft, and when you click on the first round, it's going to show you all the players that are available between your first pick and your second pick. Now, it's a quick turnaround because we're picking 9th, so there's not many players in the first round that we need to consider from, so that's pretty good. But notice that instead of these players being sorted by their draft position, they're actually sorted by this column, the value column, and this is the column you want to pay attention to. When you're in draft mode, each round, all the most valuable players will be at the top, meaning the ones that are going to provide you the most fantasy points based on the way your league scores points, okay? The other columns we want to look at is the outlook column. This is a calculated value based on both positive and negative criteria about a player. We want players primarily 4 and 5 stars, okay? I will consider 3-star players, though. I consider those where the outlook is neutral. I want to avoid 1 and 2-star players, okay? The other columns over here, we got consistency. This is a scale of 1 to 10. We want as high as possible on that score. And then reliability, we want high reliability. I will also consider mid-reliability players, but I like to stay away from the low reliability guys. All right, so let's jump back here and see what's going on. 13 seconds till the draft starts, but we have a few picks before it'll come to us. So let's figure out who we're going to take with our first pick. Now, if you look here, you will see that the highest value pick available to us in the first round is Julio Jones. He does have a 4-star outlook, though, and a 6 consistency. That's not really what I'm looking for in a player. So I think I would pass on Julio, but we got Odell Beckham, who provides just about the same amount of value, a 5-star rating, and his consistency is good. Reliability took a hit, though, with that injury last year. What else can we look at? We got Dalvin Cook as a running back. I don't like him because of his low reliability, but we have Melvin Gordon here, 5-star, 10 out of 10 consistency, high reliability, decent value relative to his expected draft position. I think our first round target will be Melvin Gordon. And then we've got Leonard Fournette, who gets a 4-star ranking, 9 out of 10 on consistency, but a medium reliability. So I like Gordon and Fournette as our first choice. And then when it circles around, we're going to take the best available wide receiver, okay? I like to do it this way because if we go the other direction and take the wide receiver first, by the time it comes back to us for our second pick, probably the best we're going to get is maybe Devontae Freeman, but it could be like Joe Mixon. So I want to be sure I get a solid, top-notch first-round running back guy. All right. So you can see here players are coming off the board. There's Melvin Gordon. So I think that is going to be our choice unless somehow John Kay steals it from us, but we will see. And he is going to take his full amount of time. And Melvin Gordon is available. So we will take Melvin Gordon with our first pick, and we are on our way. So let's jump back to the app. And what we're going to do is we're going to click on 2 for the second round pick. All right. Now, this is going to be a larger list of players just because there's a larger gap between the second and the third round for us. And you can see at the top of the list here, Dalvin Cook is offering the best value. But again, I don't like it because his reliability. We could take Leonard Fournette with our second pick. If we wanted to go running back, we got a good shot to get him. Maybe at 14, I think our pick is 12. Now, I think we're probably going to miss him. Both these guys are probably going to be gone just because you look at their expected draft position. Next up, we got Devonta Freeman if we wanted to go running back. But as far as wide receivers go, we could go Devontae Adams, who, again, checks all the boxes. Decent value, 5-star ranking, 9 out of 10 consistency, high reliability. We talked about going with a wide receiver. I think that's a great choice. We got Gronk available, and it's back to us. So let's jump in here. And Devontae Adams right at the top of the list. I very much like that pick. So let's go ahead and take him with our second pick. So we go running back, wide receiver. And now we got a bit of a gap until our next pick. So let's jump to the third round. And you can see, again, it's a short list because of the short turnaround. You can see that the top value player is Demaryius Thomas, but I'm not particularly thrilled with his outlook. You know, he does check the boxes for consistency and reliability, but the outlook rating, you know, Demaryius Thomas, this red arrow, downward pointing arrow, means that he's had a downward trend in his usage, meaning his opportunities have declined in each of the past 3 seasons. Those are the kind of players I want to stay away from, all right? Next up, we got Joe Mixon, who could be a decent choice here. Fair value, 4 out of 5. You know, those aren't fantastic. We got Juju Smith-Schuster. Certainly he could be decent. But these are all kind of mediocre picks. You got got a quarterback there, Russell Wilson. Now, Golden Tate. All right, look at Golden Tate. He offers good value relative to his draft position. 5-star outlook, 8 out of 10 consistency, high reliability. This little gold dollar here does mean it's a contract year for him. I do love players on contract year. He does also have that downward trend in his usage. But I feel that these other factors offset that. So I would be inclined to go with Golden Tate. Who else do we have? Amari Cooper? No. Kenyon Drake? Maybe if we wanted to go running back. I think probably going running back is a good thing here. So let's just filter for just the running backs. You know, I just have questions about Miami, but he is a high reliability player, right? He's got a 5-star outlook, and he's got decent value. So I think Kenyon Drake should be our choice. And then again, we will look at a wide receiver for round 4, but we could also possibly take another running back, just because running backs thin out so quickly. So you can see here that we still have 8 picks to our turn. I'm going to pause until we get within 3. So I'll be right back. All right, we got 3 picks till our next turn, and you can see there's some really good guys available here. I would love to get Tyreek Hill if somehow he falls to us. But you know, you can see there's Golden Tate, and a little bit below him there's Kenyon Drake. Now Kenyon here, his ADP is 45, but according to my calculations, he's being picked earlier than that at around 39, pick 39. So that's very close for our 4th pick. So if we want to take him, we should take him now. That's one of the things I like to say. Now, are there any other running backs? I mean, we've got Mixon, and there's Jay just afterwards. So I think what I'll do is let's take Kenyon with this pick. And once again, John K. is going to take his full allotment of time to make a decision. But I like this, and then we'll go take that. Now let's look at running backs in the 4th round, because we still might want to take another running back. Now we got LaShawn McCoy, who certainly checks all the boxes, right? 8 out of 10, high reliability, 4-star outlook, great value relative to his EDP. But I just have questions and problems with taking LaShawn McCoy this season, just because of his the issues regarding his ex-girlfriend, plus the team, right? And his age, just a lot of questions there. But But next, right below him, Royce Freeman, the next one, the rookie out of Denver. Fantastic value relative to his expected draft position. I would very much like to take Royce Freeman with our next pick. Obviously, we just took Kenyon. Derrick Henry is also there with decent value, and again, high reliability, 5 out of 10 consistency, which is average. 5-star outlook, though. So I would like to get Freeman on this next pick, or we could take Henry if he is not available. So let's go. It's our turn. So let's go with Royce Freeman. Is he still there? He sure is. So let's take him. And yes, we are taking him very early, but it is a long path to our next pick, and he would probably be gone by then if we gambled, right? And I don't like to gamble. I want a sure thing. If I think Royce Freeman is going to be the guy, which I do believe is the fact, he's the guy I want to have on my team. So we got a nice long break here till our next pick. So let's go on to the 5th round. We'll bring everybody up. Now we should probably get ourselves a second wide receiver here. And you can see we got some nice options right at the top. We got Marvin Jones. 4-star outlook, not very good consistency, but high reliability, which is good. We also have Chris Hogan, who's on a contract year, 5-star outlook, 9 out of 10 consistency, medium reliability, right? Not as good in that factor, but I think those things add up to a much better package. I would love to have Chris Hogan on our team. You can see also that we have a tight end here. We got Greg Olsen, who I give kind of a neutral outlook to, and obviously his consistency is not good because of last season, but and his reliability for being injured, I still think he's a good choice. There's not a lot of tight ends once you get past about Delaney Walker. There's not a lot of great options at tight end, and so I think with our next pick, let's take Olsen, and then we'll take a wide receiver at 6th. So I think that's going to be our best bet. You could see here there's not a lot of names here is because we've got names getting filtered out because of our criteria. If you ever want to see what the criteria is of Jimmy's recommended filters, just click on the player filter button. It opens up, and it will show you what all the filters are. Consistency filter, injury filter, new team filter, overvalued running backs and wide receivers, and then running back age and wide receiver age filters. So that'll show you like who is getting removed from the list. But let's go with Greg Olsen for our next pick. I think that that's going to be a solid choice. So let's go ahead and we'll just queue him up, right? And if he's not available, certainly Chris Hogan would be a good choice. We got Mark Ingram down here, who, even though he is serving a suspension, it is a contract year for him. He offers decent value, 4-star, and he's got the 9 consistency and a high reliability. That's the kind of guy you want, right? Quarterbacks, here's Drew Brees, but I'm not going to take a quarterback till the 10th round, and you'll see why. We'll still get an awesome quarterback in the 10th round. I'm spending all these early round picks on wide receivers and running backs and then 1 tight end. So we still have 7 picks till my turn, so I'm going to pause this till we get within 3. All right, it's almost our pick. And so we are just waiting here. No one really, oftentimes they're what I call gifts, where somebody gets ignored longer, for a longer period than they should have, like they should have already been gone, but they're still available. I always like to see, who's getting left behind, but there's really nobody that is getting particularly taken out of place. So anyway, we're back here, so let's go ahead, and we got Greg, so let's take Greg Olsen with our first pick. And now let's look at what wide receivers are available on the next pick. So we will go click on 6, and let's go wide receiver. Now you can see Chris Hogan is still here. So what that means is Chris is a player that's right on the cusp of my 6th round pick. So and he's a good value, so he appears near the top of my 5th round pick. So what that means, this kind of gives you a warning. If you want Chris Hogan for sure, we should have taken him in the 5th. But there is about a 50-50 shot he will still be available for our 6th round pick, which would be great. There's really good options here. I like Robert Woods. I like Devin Funchess. I like Jamison Crowder. I like all these guys are awesome, right? I'd be happy to have any one of them. So let's see who we end up with here. But Chris Hogan, let's see here. Did he get taken? No, he's still there. So let's queue up Chris. But shoot, like I said, all those guys are outstanding. And as far as Chris Hogan goes, I'm really not too concerned about the suspension, for Edelman. Edelman's 32. Injury prone, coming back from a major. No, I'm sorry, he's suspended right now, but he was injured last season, and he's suspended for the first 4 games of this season. I think we're going to start to see that someone else is going to take over receiving duties on this team. Not to mention the fact that Brandon Cooks isn't on the team either. So I think Chris Hogan has a great opportunity here to be an outstanding choice this season for fantasy football. So it is just about our pick. Now look here. Mark Ingram has fallen to this round. Unless he gets taken by Alvin, I would probably consider taking him here. No, he got taken. All right. That's about what I expected. So let's go ahead. We'll take Chris Hogan. And that was our 6th pick. So let's review right now. So our wide receivers are Devontae Adams and Chris Hogan. Our running backs are Melvin Gordon, Kenyon Drake, and Royce Freeman. And our tight end is Greg Olsen. That's a pretty solid core. I'm very happy with what we got so far. So let's just go on to the next round. We'll go to the 7th round. And obviously, we're going to look at everything, though. We're going to see who's available and who's going to be a great choice here. Now, look at this. A lot of filters have been applied in the 7th round, and we are not seeing a lot of players. I'm going to remove my filters for a second to see who is getting left behind here. You can see it's a lot of dismal options. Injured players, 1-star outlooks. Again, these are the guys you want to stay away from. So let's just go ahead and re-engage those filters. I was just kind of shocked that it was such a low number. And hold on here. Come on, laggy computer. I'm going to pause this for a sec. All right, so we are back now. So sorry, I was just having an issue with the lag on this system. So 7th round, so we're looking. There's not a lot of options. Of course, it's a short round anyway, but there are some good wide receiver options on this round. Cooper Kupp, Marquise Goodwin, both good. Devin Funchess, I like very much, giving him a 5-star ranking. 7 consistency, high reliability. That outranks the other 2 guys, so I would say let's take Funchess first. If not him, we'll take Kupp, and then Marquise Goodwin will be our 3rd option if none of them are available. So it's about 4 picks now to our next pick. Let's just go ahead and we will set Funchess up here. And I'm going to pause until we get, now we're within 3. So now let's just see what happens. Now there is, look at this. Robbie Anderson's still sitting here. Robert Woods is still here. He will probably be gone, though. I would actually prefer Robbie Anderson. He appeared on the prior turn, and I believe he offers better value if we look at the wide receivers and we go Robbie Anderson. There he is. No, he does not. Okay, we'll stick with what we got. We'll stick with Devin. Robert Woods, though. Where's Robert Woods? He's about the same value, but not as good an outlook. So you know what? We'll just take Funchess as our 3rd wide receiver. And then we got a quick turnaround, so let's see if we can get ourselves another decent running back. So let's go to the 8th round, and we will just look at everybody. So who is available here? Let's look at running backs. All right, so we got Ronald Jones, the rookie, offering the best value at this round. His outlook isn't great, but he's a possibility, although he's been having a very poor camp in preseason. I'm not really thrilled about that. But then you got Tevin Coleman, not as good a value, but 5-star ranking, contract year, 6 out of 10 consistency, medium reliability. That I'm very comfortable with. Below him, you got Sony Michel, who's injured right now, C.J. Anderson, and plus I never take a New England running back before pick 100. I won't do it. So I think Tevin Coleman should probably be our target for a running back this turn. So let's see. Let's find Tevin. Hopefully he has not been taken. Oh, he was taken. All right. So let's go back and we will look at running backs here. And there's Sony Michel. I don't want to take him. Oh, boy. All right. You know what? I'm going to take Duke Johnson here just because I like his role on that offense. And who knows? The Browns might be good this year. Who knows? So that was the last-second change I had to make. I could have taken Sony Michel, but, again, he's dealing with an injury, and it's a Belichick offense. I just don't trust those wide receivers, So let's go on to the next round here. And, of course, okay, so look, Duke Johnson was the top choice for the next round. But you can see he offers great value, 4 out of 5 outlook, 9 consistency, high reliability. All right, that's the kind of players that you want. So now that we've got that, let's see. Are there any other running backs in the 9th round that might be worth considering? Oh, yes, absolutely. Tariq Cohen, 5-star rating. I've been hearing very good things about Tariq from camp. They're using him all over the field. I think he could be the Tyreek Hill, this year's Tyreek Hill, as far as a breakout candidate. I would love to have him. So I think that should absolutely be our target. C.J. Anderson, Aaron Jones, neither one of those guys I have any particular interest in. Let's see who else is available in the 9th round. There's maybe somebody that I like more than that. Nelson Aguilar, Houston Texans defense, Sterling Shepard. I don't really want any of those. Marcus Mariota would be a great choice for quarterback. But I think, like I said, I'm going to wait till the 10th round to take our quarterback. I think we'll still be able to get a good one. It's kind of in the sweet spot for quarterbacks. Let's see who's still available. I mean, we got Garoppolo, Roethlisberger, Mahomes, Ryan, Mariota, Goff. Boy, you know what? Actually, that is running a little bit thin. I'll tell you what. I am going to take a quarterback for my 9th round pick, and I'm going to take Marcus Mariota. He should be available. And then we will target Tariq for the 10th round pick. All right? So we still have 9 picks till my turn, so I will pause this till we get within 3. All right, and we are back here now. Unfortunately, Tariq was taken. He was taken early. He was taken at about pick 82, so we missed him. But I do see Robbie Anderson available here, and I know we talked about taking Marcus Mariota, but I'm going to switch it. I'm going to take Robbie Anderson just because he was one of my highly rated receivers, and we can go back and look at his rating, but he was very highly rated, and he's a good value here at pick number 105, right? Because he didn't get taken where we thought he was. So I'm going to go ahead and take Robbie Anderson, and then, knock on wood, Marcus Mariota will be pick number 10. I think we're good because I think most everybody has taken a quarterback at this point. Only one other team has not taken a quarterback. And look, some guy took 3, so that guy's an idiot. That's why the list is so thin, is because some idiot took 3. So we won't worry about that. But I think we will have no problem getting Marcus here. Yeah, see the other guy, he took Roethlisberger, so that's fine. That's fine with me. I actually like Marcus Mariota way more. Come back to us very quickly here. And things are looking pretty good for this team, I got to say. I like these picks so far. We've only missed on, We missed on 2, which is too bad. That's going to happen in every draft. What I want to do here with this app is give you the best opportunity to get these players, the right player at the right time. So you don't take them too early and you don't wait too long to take them, right? So we got Mariota. That was great. And let's go back. Like I said, I wanted to find Robbie Anderson, right? So we selected him. He went super late. And again, this happens. People just don't want a player for some reason. He gets ignored. His value is 89, so we got nice value out of him taking him where we did. 4-star outlook, high reliability, not great consistency, but quite frankly, this is our 4th wide receiver, so I think we're good. All right, so let's jump to the 11th round and see what we can get. So you can see that the quality of players is thinning out considerably. We do have a nice choice in Marquise Lee if we wanted to take another wide receiver. 3-star outlook, his consistency and reliability aren't great, but he is the number 1 guy on the Jags, which means he's worth the consideration. You got Marlon Mack of Indianapolis, who would be a pretty good running back, I think, at this point. Is there anybody else here? See, nobody else is really, if you want to take a defense, Steelers would be a defense you take this turn. Don't need to worry about quarterbacks. We've got our quarterbacks. We're good there. So it's pretty slim pickings, but I like the idea of taking Marlon Mack, and if not him, Marquise Lee. So we have a ways to go, 7 picks, so I will pause until we get within 3. Okay, so Marlon Mack is dealing with a hamstring injury. I never take running backs with hamstring injuries. Now his backup, and look, someone just took Marlon Mack, so good for them. Now his backup I did see on here, Peyton Barber, and he, I think, would be worth the pick. Likewise, we have some players that are getting left behind, and there's Kelvin Benjamin, who could be a very nice choice given that he is the wide receiver 1 on Buffalo. And despite all Buffalo's problems, he's still the number 1 receiver, right? So what I think we should do, and this is tough because, look, Peyton Barber will probably be gone by the time it cycles back to us. Let's take Peyton, and then we'll take a wide receiver with our next pick. And who knows? Kelvin Benjamin may fall to the 12th. We also got Randall Cobb here, would be a nice choice. Let's jump back and take a look at the 12th round and see if there's somebody here that thrills us. So, as you see, it's a little better. We got Rashard Matthews, Tyler Lockett. But again, there's wide receivers that are getting left behind here. So we should focus on them. Kelvin Benjamin just got taken, and I figured that would probably happen. But we could still get Marquise Lee. We could get Rashard Matthews. We could get Tyler Lockett, who actually I like also as an option, just because of the receiver core in Seattle. Tyler Lockett is really the only other receiving option there is besides why am I drawing? Doug Baldwin, right? So Tyler Lockett could be a good choice here. Randall Cobb is a good choice. He's one that's been left behind from a prior round. I like him. And there's Marquise Lee. Let's go ahead and take Randall Cobb. We'll go ahead and grab him. He's a decent option. And you can see he should have been taken a couple of rounds ago. And let's see. There he is. Should have been taken in the 10th round. He did not. Look at his value he offers. That's even better. We got even better value for him than we would have. High reliability, terrible consistency, mediocre outlook. I think that's pretty good. I do like his outlook this year is much better than it has been. So we will see what he can do with that. So now we're moving on to the 13th round, and this draft is just about wrapped up here. I think this is our last player, and then we got to take a defense and a kicker with our final 2 picks. So we can look here again. Not great options. A lot of 1- and 2-star options. You got the defenses of the Patriots and the Chiefs. Chiefs only get a 2-star ranking. Quarterback Case Keenum. We don't need a quarterback. So I think we can pretty much just go to like a best available, maybe take a flyer on this pick. And then for defenses, I do like New England for a defense. But you can see we got some other options, maybe Arizona, maybe Atlanta. We'll see what's available here. So we got 9 picks. I will just pause till we're within 3. All right, we're back, and I'm looking at our roster, and really what we need is a running back. So let's just take the best available running back we can find. Let's see here. Jordan Wilkins, tight end. Let's see here. Is there anybody that kind of thrills me? And, Samaje Perine is injured, and that means I'm one to look at Rob Kelly, who should still – oh, I just saw him. Rob Kelly. We'll take him as our final back. This is the last guy standing in Washington right now. Chris Thomas is injured, and then, Geis is injured. Samaje Perine is injured. So this is the guy that's going to get the carries by default. So I think that's a good final choice. And then let's look at defenses. And what do we still have available? You see New England right there. We should be able to get them. I would very much like to get New England. Actually, Carolina would be good too. I don't know if that'll make it. Atlanta, Arizona. Wanted to stay away from Seattle. I do not trust that defense this year. No longer the Legion of Boom. The Legion of Boom is dead. So we got 2 picks to us. Looks like we got a good chance here to get what we want. And so what we'll do is we'll review all the players as soon as I make this pick. And then we'll see what kind of rating Yahoo and FantasyPros gives this team. Look at that. New England is available. Let's go ahead and take them. And so let's kind of review what we have here. Well, let's go to the teams, right? Okay. So for our quarterback, we got Marcus Mariota. For our wide receivers, Devontae Adams, Chris Hogan, Devin Funchess, Robbie Anderson, and that's it. Okay. And then for our running backs, we got Melvin Gordon, Kenyon Drake, Royce Freeman, Duke Johnson, Peyton Barber, and Rob Kelly. Oh, I'm sorry. There's Randall Cobb as a wide receiver. Our tight end is Greg Olson. Our defense is New England, and our kicker will be someone decent. And I'm excited to see how this team turns out. This looks pretty good. So I'll be right back with our results. All right, so I did get my score from Yahoo. They gave me a B on this team. Again, the one starting with Melvin Gordon. It is tougher if you don't end up with one of those elite running backs at the very beginning of the draft, and you're picking in the second half of the round. It is a lot more difficult. FantasyPros says my team is going to be 5th out of 12, which does put me in playoff position, and that's what you want to be. You want to be have a team that's strong enough to be playoff worthy coming out of the gate, and so that is encouraging. But of course, it is more challenging when you're going in the second half of the first round. It's not as easy as if you get Le'Veon Bell or Todd Gurley on your team. So overall, I'm very pleased with that result. And thank you very much for watching. Again, please go to my website, ffmaverick.com. Check out my app. I think you're going to find that it's extremely valuable in drafting the strongest team possible, regardless of your draft position, okay? And, I hope you saw the value, especially in like those middle and later rounds, about finding the right guys to take at those points of the draft, all right? So once again, thank you very much for watching. Happy drafting, and have a great day, everybody.